Hello and welcome to MotoGP Mac, where MotoGP fans come to congregate and fanboys fear to tread. Hey, I have to give a shout out or kudos to Marquez.
Okay.
Yeah, not because of his talent, because of his intelligence and integrity. You know, people are integrity. Mm-hmm. Yes, Honda threw out an offer again, kind of a not official offer, of the $100 million that they had for to get him to stay at Honda, but he turned it down. And he was in an interview, and the guy says, and it's him sitting there, and he goes, "Well, he's trying to get this pride out of him," and he goes, "Where do you see yourself in 3 years?" He goes, "I see myself here, same place." And the guy's like, "Oh, which tells you two things. This could be the devil's advocate show. Honda is putting out all these offers.
Oh yeah,
right? Mm-hmm. Because they know they're at the bottom of the barrel for engineering. Okay, they know everybody's a better engineer than they are, stronger engineering team. So what do? I'd give 5-1 odds. There's guys on the board going, why aren't we winning yet? What did we do before to win and not
Marquez?
Yeah, they said Marquez. We've always had the alien rider.
Mm-hmm.
They
had
the ace. Good bike. Well, we had the best bike back in 2001. Well, Christ, that's 25 years ago. Get us an alien rider. I don't care what it costs. Just get us an alien rider.
Mm-hmm.
And Marc Marquez has said, no, I'm not getting beat up. He didn't sound mad because it was like a little bit like sniffling. Just crap. You're trying to put me through the grinder again.
Oh yeah. Same repeat, but I can't, and that's why I can't see him going back. I can't see him going back because he's just gonna.
He seemed a little miffed because remember the we love you, Marc, when they were gonna switch him. He didn't want him to leave. We love you, your family, and you kind of see him sitting there going, "Yeah, your family. You want to try to steal me away, and a bike that I know and is not ready yet."
Right, because they figured. I want to say they figure that if he does all the work, then they don't have to do anything. If he can ride the bike the way it is and win, hey, we don't have to engineer anything. That's it.
Yeah, we couldn't beat anybody before with engineering. We're not going to beat them now. So that's what we need. We need who do they go also to? The backup this Pedro Acosta, $30 million.
Yeah, they want him too.
Or $30 million for what? A 2-year contract? I mean, come on. He's not $30 million. He just started up. Let's face it. He's a babe in the woods. He's really not tried yet. He's a great prospect, but he's not.
I don't think he's there yet. He has potential. He has a huge amount of potential. I don't think he's there yet. But another thing I thought of too, like if they invest $30 million into a rider or whatever, or spend $30 million on development, which one do you want to do? Or spend more than that? It's going to cost more than that to develop the bike. So they're like, well, we'd rather just spend the 30-40 million on a rider, so we don't have to develop anything. We won't have to put that 30 or more into the bike. Right. So
and as long as he gets the job done, we don't have to keep it more and more and more money in there.
More. Yep.
Yeah, and our record is so poor on getting there to begin with. You know what I mean? 25 years. The last time they had the best bike was in the V5 in 2001. That was the last bike they had. Everybody was like the Ducati, where everybody could jump on and win.
Right.
So that tells you a lot. They're chomping at the bit. They're past. Their patience they're out of patience.
Right.
Somebody at the board they're out of patience. Okay.
And that's Honda. You saying Honda?
Huh?
You're saying Honda is out of patience?
Honda. See, at least Yamaha. People say, well, Honda went above, surpassed Yamaha. Yeah, but you know what? It's a marathon. It's like the tortoise and the hare situation. Yeah, but throughout the history of the two companies, Yamaha was always the one that had more innovation.
Yeah.
More stuff. You look at the bikes, just the production bikes. They always the first ones for the Japanese anyway to put their stuff out there. The Delta box frame, the single single shock rear suspension, all those things. Okay. And on and on and on, but Honda like copied. Okay.
Man, I haven't seen anything from Honda, to be honest.
God, you haven't seen anything from Honda in so goddamn long.
Nothing.
All they have is that, they keep telling you about, remember when. Well, that doesn't make it quicker or better.
Right. They're trying to keep the fans they do have, the fanboys they do have. They're just trying to keep them around. But you can't get any new friends because you don't do anything. So you don't put anything into it.
I'll tell you what else is nice. It was nice to see, somebody shoot down Honda for what they are, for their business practices of trying to swipe somebody. Or come on, he's a couple months into a 2-year contract and already trying to swipe him out. And that's a little rough. Okay, even
they're desperate.
Yeah. And the other thing is, it's nice though that Liberty, the people taking over Dorna,
right?
They, at least the FIM and Dorna, for the time being, are less likely to jump on Ducati's back, because if they jump on Ducati's back, they're going to upset the Marc Marquez fans.
Oh yeah.
So now, they can't. That's another avenue Honda can't, win without winning. You know what I'm saying? Have somebody that have the rules turned in their favor yet again.
He's almost untouchable because he's with Ducati and it's Marquez.
Yeah, well, they're always after Ducati. Christ Almighty! I mean, if you look at what got banned over the years, it's always been like Ducati. Yeah, they make somebody there. Oh, I can't fix it. Oh, I can't keep up. Oh, shit! Go pull yourself by your bootstraps.
Yeah,
make it fair.
I mean, they put in the work. You got to give it to Ducati because they put in that work. And as far as developing the bike, and now they have decent riders. On that note, let's talk. I want to talk about Pecco. I'm hearing a lot about him. Just he's lost. It seems like he doesn't know. He can't ride the bike as well as he thought he would. And it's like, what is going on? Like, is he on the way? Is he on a downhill slope or what?
His rider. I mean, come on. What throws me is I'm surprised he's not beating Alex. He's like the pin. Like, why isn't he beating Alex? Okay,
at least
he's been beating him. Yes, for ever since the year they've been in there. Okay, for the past 4 years. Nobody went, oh man, you better, Pecco, you better watch out. Alex Marquez is coming for you. Yeah, okay, no big deal.
I mean, you got Franco too. So Franco is 4th in the championship. They're about 20 points apart. But if he doesn't get in a gear, I can see him dropping down to 4th and Franco, passing him in the championship.
Yeah, I just don't know what's up with that. It just seems like, you can see him not. I can see him not being as fast as Marquez. Okay, Marquez has that unique style. Okay, that makes him faster than everybody else.
Right.
Why is he not second? Like, at least second. I mean, when he ran with Martin, you had who was going to win, Martin or Pecco, one of the two.
Right. I don't know. It's not looking good at all. I mean, he has the data. I don't know. I can't remember if he's like a data-driven guy, but it's almost like you have everything. You have everything at your in your hand or whatever you want to call it. But he has all the tools. It's like, what is going on? I mean,
my thing is I'm dying to see what's going to happen. The lost soldier out there is Quartararo. Remember when Quartararo won the championship in 21?
Easily.
We said, well, it wasn't easy, but
it seemed like it because he was in front most of those races. I go back and watch them sometimes.
Yeah,
but heck yeah. I mean,
it goes with the hat. Anyhow,
exactly.
But he was on an inferior bike and won the title. Okay,
right.
I'd love to see him on a competent bike. I think he's if anybody's going to give Marquez a run for his money, it would be Quartararo.
Oh yeah, because we don't have Martin, so it's gonna have to be the next person will be Fabio. So
Fabio or Pecco?
Fabio all day.
I think
If you put them on something similar, or let's just say if they were both on Ducatis, it would definitely be Fabio.
Yeah, because remember we said it back then. We said Yamaha didn't win that title. Fabio won that title.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Nobody else was close on the Yamahas. Nobody. It was miles away. So.
And he was pulling his hair out like, Jesus, guys, and the bike's wobbling. And
even Rossi. Remember, Rossi was, and I hate to say that, but Rossi was a long ways away from him, like seconds, maybe like what, a second or so, a second and a half.
He was at that.
He's at the age.
He was at the age. Yeah, nobody beats Father Time.
Yeah,
like I said, they're all like these motorcycle racing and boxing are they're very close together.
Athletic sport.
Yes. Well, put up a middleweight boxer, or not a middleweight, say a lightweight boxer, and then in a road racing MotoGP bike.
But what do you? So we're hearing word of they're testing that V4. Hopefully, they can get it in this year. I don't know, but if they do, I feel like that would change everything. I don't know.
I don't know if it would change everything, but there's no harm in it, because the inline force hit a wall. It hit a wall years ago.
Yeah, it did.
Let's not kid anybody.
Back with Suzuki.
Yeah. I mean, it hit the wall. You weren't getting any more out of it. Unless you did, it was going to blow up. Like Suzuki did. I remember saying, "Oh, the Suzuki didn't blow up." I said, "The hell it didn't." When those days when they did crank it up, boom, that would be the same thing would happen with the Yamaha. They cranked the thing up. If I were them, I would crank it up just to give them. I don't know.
Give them something.
Win a title anyway. Might as well make them win a race.
Right.
So give them a shot at it.
Right.
A shot at a little glory.
Right. They just don't want it. It's gonna look bad if
if one blows up, everybody's gonna go, "Oh my God, their bikes suck."
Right. It's gonna go the stock's gonna go down, all that crazy stuff.
Yeah. No, I know better than that, and you know better than that. It's racing. You're supposed to blow them up. That's the name of the game. You're getting right near the edge. This isn't a
limit.
This isn't endurance. This isn't this isn't a what do they call those?
I know, endurance racing.
What's the name of it? Gumball rally or
cross country.
Cross country. One of them things they take pictures of it, and
right. So
I'll remember 2 hours from now.
Right. We'll rehash the conversation, but
that's what it was. Yes. I know they do it with the scooters, and it amazes me. They do 150
so long.
Scooters. Yeah, and they go across country. They race across the country from like Pennsylvania to California.
Right.
And they go wide open.
I was having that conversation before. Like, everything built nowadays is just, it lasts a lot longer than
a cannonball. That's it. Cannonball rally. Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully they can. We'll see that. When is testing? Let me see here. Testing is coming up at the end of April. So hopefully we'll see that bike show its face, and then I think that will help him a lot.
Yeah, but folks, it's not going to be overnight. I don't want to get you all hyped up and say,
yeah, it's going to be there tomorrow. They're going to
and they did that first. I remember, oh, they're dead, they're back. No, that's not what it is. These are, again, I think. I bet on Yamaha all day having better engineering than Honda, but they're not as good as they've never been as good as the Europeans.
Oh yeah, no.
In 2014, as soon as Ducati switched over to the aluminum frame, they had the best bike. Really, they didn't have riders. Their riders were I'm sorry, Luca.
But still, they weren't last.
Adobe isn't that great. Yeah, because the bike was so fast and it was a great bike, but Adobe was just, and these guys that got off of the Ducati, those guys from back from 2013, and then they go, superbike racing. They're like, so they weren't really great riders, put it that way.
Okay, but they were always competitive.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give that to them. Ducati has always been competitive, somewhere mid or greater. Yeah. So
well, you know what they say. Ducati said, "I don't care if the world comes down and the recession comes and depression comes. We will finish out the day they close the doors. We will still have the best, sport bikes on the planet."
Mm-hmm.
And they do.
Right.
They're not being a fanboy, just being just obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the Europeans have won every damn comparison. Everything. They've won every comparison for the past 17 years straight. Okay, you can't argue with that.
This year or these couple of years are their years to just dominate.
When you say now it got so embarrassing. They'll test, European superbike shootout, and then Japanese shootout because it's one. The European ones are so much better than the Japanese.
The gap. They need their own. They need their own.
Like the B group,
Yeah, they do. It's like their own Japanese Cup, which is you guys coined that, the Japanese Cup. So let's jump on KTM.
Oof. Poor KTM.
Are we going to see anything from them this year? Are we going to see a podium? Let's just put it.
I think they'll see a podium. I think it's just shit ass luck that they'll hit a podium when it's like a puncher. They got a puncher's chance. It's the bike is lightning fast. That has horsepower out the ass. Okay. So if you got horsepower out the ass and you get a long circuit, you always have a chance to,
Qatar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
But we're going to Jerez. I don't know.
Well, Jerez is not a horsepower track.
It's not. So
no, I don't see it.
They're in trouble. They're in trouble. Mm-hmm. We don't have too many circuits that have that back straight, or I can see maybe Mugello, them getting close. But
what's the other Italian one?
With a straight on it. There's a Spanish one that Aragon. That's the only other one I can think of.
I think Aragon does have one long straight
on the back. Yeah,
the back straight. It used to be an extremely long straight. Then they cut it down. I used to like the first circuit they had. You got to go back. When they first put it on there by accident, by the way.
Okay.
Aragon something got flooded out, and they said, "Oh, at the last minute they put it on this Aragon track," and they went, "Oh my God, this thing's great. We love this track." It's been that way ever since.
And I haven't heard anything from Vinales. Like I guess he's just taking that penalty on the chin and just
there's nothing he can do. He's just taking it on the chin. But it's his own fault. I mean, not saying it's own fault, but he's so topsy-turvy. He's used to it. He's not going to win the title because he's so inconsistent. So whether he won it or lost the position really doesn't make a difference. If you get what I mean. Okay. The only thing is he's lost points that he's not going to make up at the end of the year.
Yeah.
But it did give him info. For the team.
It just seemed like he was robbed a little bit. I'm not going to say completely, but seemed like he kind of somebody. He got robbed because he
feels a lump in his shorts.
Yeah, because we don't see KTM up there anyway. We don't see them up there. So seeing them up there, seeing him, giving it his best, and then now he's just like, nope, that's it. So it kind of sucks. I mean, I don't know. It's just kind of, I don't know. I wish they can do something to like remedy that whole thing. You know, like I don't know, more accurate, more something like.
There's only so much you can do. I mean, the goddamn. No, they got to change that the air rules, the air pressure rules. It's
you can
nobody
lose
likes it all the way around.
And another thing I didn't even think of, you can lose tire pressure off temperature. The temperature can change.
Of course, yeah.
And you can drop.
It always does. Yeah.
So what? Why even have it? They should. I mean, I'm sure they have like a limit.
It happens every race, and what they have to do is guesstimate. Okay, how much am I going to lose, or how much am I going to gain by the weather, by how many people are in front of me or behind me?
Right.
It's like a crapshoot.
Right. You're just rolling the dice, boom, like and just guessing, and hopefully you just don't get caught. Or
how ridiculous is it that Marquez had to go in front of somebody, get past on purpose, and then go have to repass the guy again?
He like remember that he was like, "Hey, come on, pass me."
Yeah, pass me. Come on, I'm gonna get disqualified if you don't.
I don't think racing should be. You should have to follow somebody just so you don't get penalized. Like that's kind of, I think that defeats the purpose of racing. Racing is to I guess give it your all and get to the end. That's pretty much it. Like, and don't run off the track. Don't injure anybody.
As fast as possible. I don't know if that's taboo now. You can now go too fast.
See,
it's freaking ridiculous.
It's a lot of semantics and all kind of craziness.
Your bike is too fast.
See, that's just
bullshit.
Well, yeah, right. You said it. So let's Aprilia.
That's a shame. You know what I mean? I mean, if Bez is riding, he was Martin came off the thing. He was with it. He just jumped on the track and he was within a tenth of Bez, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you think he's going to be if he rode? He'd have been up at the sharp end. You know, I'd give 3 to 4 to 1 odds that he would be at the sharp end during the year at least, and won a couple races. You know,
right.
As far as the bikes are, it's Ducati's the best bike, and then you have the Aprilia.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the KTM, Honda, Yamaha. Say that. Yamaha come back. Yamaha will figure something out. But you know, the Yamaha's problem is they screwed up 4 years ago. They went to go on the cheap. All right.
Yeah. Stop development.
Yes.
I think with Rossi, it seems like with Rossi, they kind of slowed down with development.
They went. I remember it was like yesterday. They say because they had copied what we had said on TV. They said we said the bike is inferior and it's going to run out. You know, because the ends are going to wobble and you know the flex of the camshafts are going to
it's going to break it. It's going to tear itself apart.
Mm-hmm. And they said, well, we think it still has some more development time to it. And I'm like, oh, no, you don't. You're just going on the cheap. Right. We can get a couple more years out of it. When you see somebody saying, I have a race, I can get a couple more years out of it, it sounds like a used fucking car. You know, excuse my language.
But a
used car.
But if you got, I mean, I kind of understand if you got Jorge Lorenzo, you got Rossi. I mean, how much more? You got two of the top riders. I mean, do you need to put a whole lot of development into it if they're both at the front most of the races? I mean, do you have to put?
Well, at the time when they did that, they weren't even in the front. That's what I'm talking about is when they had Quartararo. I'm talking about
Oh yeah, that's when they started going downhill.
20th, the 2019, 2020, they were done. That bike was done 2019, 2020, 2018 even.
The inline hit a wall.
Yes.
I mean, what else are you gonna do? You can't if you can only do so much with the engine, you can't do anything else with the tires or with the frame.
This was old news because this happened in the autos and boats, whenever they cut down the inline fours or inline engines.
Mm-hmm.
This is not new. And if they couldn't do it in the last 60 years in Indianapolis, well, what do you think we're going to do here?
Same.
Yeah. Same shit, different day. One has 2 wheels, one has 4. You know?
So it's been bad. They've been in this predicament for a long time. But I was gonna say Bez is carrying Aprilia for now. And I also heard that Martin is basically he's done.
He's done.
His whole season is
yes. They said it's gonna be at least 3 months. So 3 months. My God.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Does it make sense? Does it make sense for him to even come back this season?
Yeah, it does.
Just get better.
Ride around.
Okay, like data, like testing, like just
I'd have him ride around. You got to get him up to speed, but I wouldn't even count on him winning or anything like that.
Oh no. I would tell him don't take any risk, like because you already
get those muscles, retrain those muscles to get them,
acclimated back at, or built back
muscles.
up.
Yes.
I hate it for him though. I mean, it's the beginning of the season we were all excited. We were like, man, this is gonna be great.
I know.
Aprilia is gonna come back. They're gonna have the best rider on the grid. Hey, this is their chance to get in front of the pack or whatever.
You know what? If he was there, it wouldn't surprise me if you had Pecco and not Pecco, Martin and Marquez duking it out. Right. It would not surprise me. For speed wise, for like getting poles and things of that nature.
That's what I want to see. That's what I was looking forward to seeing is Marquez and Martin.
Right.
In the front somewhere,
they got more horsepower. When they got the cooling down, so they could cool the engine. Okay, that allowed them to make more horsepower.
Right.
So they had, and it always handled very well. So that was, Aprilia's always been known for very, very good handling bikes.
Right. So that's unfortunate.
But I don't even know if KTM. By the way, you talk about KTM. I don't know if KTM's going to keep going. KTM had that bailout, but it's not really a bailout. They have to make a certain amount of money paid back by a certain amount of time. That agreement was just to allow them to try. Do you get me?
So they need. So if I get this right, you're saying they need wins.
Yes, they need wins. They need sales. At home fires.
So when they get penalties,
home fire needs building home fire. People are switching over from European bikes to switching over from Japanese bikes to European bikes, right? They're saying they're a better quality, and they are. And
they're faster, better quality, can't lose,
better fit and finish, right? And the prices are about the same now because especially with the price of the yen going through the roof, because they're
everything's high.
Yeah, Japanese economy's not doing so hot. Okay, still, but God, and the Chinese are going after them like a cat chasing a mouse. If you look at it, crazy, they lost comparisons to a Chinese bike. How embarrassing is that?
Right.
That's when you go.
So they got everything.
Oh, yeah, they can't get out the window. You slanting eyed bastards. Oh, that's us too.
So we should anyway, so KTM though, they need wins, man. This is it's not good. Let's just say it's not good. They need every win that they can get. So I don't know. It's just kind of not goes downhill, but just I feel like kind of gutted. I'm not even a KTM fan, and I feel gutted for him. But
because you want as many. You always like to have many, manufacturers in there as possible. I'd like to see BMW get in there.
Oh yeah, that would be nice. We're hearing a lot of rumors. I don't know if it's just rumors, but they're saying keep bringing up Top Rack. I don't know what it is about this Top Rack stuff.
Top Rack. Oh yeah. Yes.
But BMW, they, as far as I know, they don't have no interest of coming into MotoGP right now. So
I thought they did. No, they changed their mind. They
tell them to make their minds up. Come on.
Go in. Step on it or don't. You know what I mean? Hit it or quit it.
Right. That's it. So I guess he would come in with BMW then, if anything. Not Honda, not a satellite team somewhere else.
Yeah, like Max said, Pedro Acosta at his age, he doesn't need the retirement fund. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And if he gets $3-4 million, you can take that $3-4 million and live off for the rest of your life. It is.
Right.
You can put it away, put it in a Vanguard.
You got to put it away. Yeah.
Yeah. Be there for when he gets old. That's just saying I'm going to be there for a year or two. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But when they're saying he's going to get $15 million a year from Honda, Jesus Christ. But he don't care. He wants to win.
Right. Right.
He don't want to make that death sentence, or not death sentence, but his retirement fund it smashes him up into he's in the hospital.
Mm-hmm. I can see him going. The only other place for him to go would be Aprilia. When you think, I can't see Honda. Only other place to go, either Ducati or Aprilia.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
go the best. If you're young and you're gonna go,
look at Marquez. Same thing.
Yeah. Get rid of that Raul Fernandez.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He's
that's just a distraction.
Yeah.
You're not producing, you start, coming up with all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, he can easily go somewhere else.
He was talking, you think he was, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, but he can go anywhere else, man. This they need to, as far as Pedro, man, he needs to figure out that next move. I don't know, manager, somebody. They gotta get him somewhere else, because he's just gonna.
Hopefully smart enough, like I said. Hopefully smart enough to got that. I don't know. See, like Fabio went to Yamaha and he took the money because his lifestyle was already so freaking expensive.
Mm-hmm.
A private airplane, you have a private Learjet, and a mansion, and 5 supercars, and that's just stuff you see on the outside.
Yeah.
And he hasn't been in the business all that long. Okay.
Getting paid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So his first paychecks were all chewed up and spit out.
Oh, yeah.
He was buying everything on the tick.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. These guys been racing all their life. That's just.
Marquez, they had a thing on Marquez. You know what car he has? They bust his shoes because he won't buy an exotic car. He has an Audi R6.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't even drive if I was him. There's no point even driving. I would just.
Don't tell me you're going to sit in the back and have a chauffeur. I just slap.
I mean, I would have my little toy or whatever. But if I'm just going down the street or something,
have a chauffeur. I'd be like,
you might as well, man. What
do you have? The guy sitting around you all tight? What if you want to get a Snickers bar?
Oh, so that's why I take my little. That's why I take the expensive car, the supercar. But if I'm business, if I'm going to something with business or something, whatever, I don't want to drive. I just have somebody go there, come back, and then when it's time to have fun, you take the supercar and have fun.
You're gonna have a chauffeur.
Yeah, I don't want to traffic. I hate traffic. That's why I got into bikes, is because of traffic. I'm like, there's got to be another way.
Oh God, I could bust your shoes right now.
It could, but it is what it is. But yeah, I mean that's
why they got DoorDash. You know what I mean?
Hey, DoorDash is essential. Not essential, but it comes in handy. But
last time I had DoorDash, the guy almost got shot. He wasn't a DoorDash guy. He was trying to rob me.
You gotta be careful. So what, Haref? Who do you have for Haref? The win. Who's gonna win that? Well,
who do you have for every track? Marquez is running so damn strong. Yeah. He's not even. Thing is, like, I've seen him through his whole career, and his whole career he's been busting his hump to make a crap bike work, and now he doesn't have to do that. He has stuff in reserve that you haven't even seen yet.
Marquez,
yeah,
he's holding back. He may be, he's holding back.
He's on cruise control, for Christ's sake.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I liked what we saw on Qatar. That's why I like that, because it kind of, there's other players in the game, not just the top three, not just the
Yeah.
Marquez brothers and Pecco. You know, you got other people that can win, that can contend. But yeah, I agree with you. It's probably going to be the same. I hate to be like that, but I would love to see Alex, you know, get out in front and fight for a win, at least a sprint. Give it, at least Alex can at least get the sprint.
Pecco's won Jerez every year, hasn't he?
I think the past couple of years. Yeah, last year it was Pecco and Marquez fighting for the win, and then Pecco won at the last lap. I want to say he passed Marquez on the last lap. Boom.
I always get that mixed up with Aragon. Aragon, he went in the last lap too, didn't he? He was always
Marquez was out in the lead. Nobody could touch him in Aragon because Pecco couldn't get any traction. Remember, he kept spinning that tire up, especially off the start. I want to say it was a start or a practice. He just kept spinning all weekend. So he had no chance. And you know, Marquez likes that low grip situation.
Yeah, I'm thinking back when he had I'm thinking back when Marquez was on the Honda. And he went on Aragon.
Yeah.
And he was Aragon, but he was trying to pass in that last corner, and he'd go past, and then Pecco would duck underneath him every freaking time in the same corner. And then Pecco or Marquez tried to make this one big long, trying to make up another second on that corner and just went off the track. Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah, they had two different lines. It's kind of, that's why I want to see them battle for a lead or a win, because it's just interesting to see their two different styles of riding on the same bike.
That would kill me because Martin would have been right in the middle of this shit.
And so you had three of the top riders battling.
Yeah.
That would be entertaining. That's what I want to see. But, you know, the situation is just different. It's like upside down. Oh, no, it's that opposite of that.
And it's, it's amazing that you usually don't see guys get, taken out for a season.
Yeah.
Taken out for a race. It's amazing. They break an arm or after a race. They break a shoulders or after a race. It's just
so that makes me think, is it him? Is it him or the bike, or is it both? What's going on over there?
Yeah, because he broke all his ribs on one side and then punctured his lung.
He could have died. I heard something to say that he was close to really getting seriously injured.
And he broke his hand again.
See, that sounds like Honda. That sounds like a Honda situation going on over here.
Somebody went by. They switched the stickers on the side. He didn't know
he's on a Honda. He's on a Honda.
Why is this thing handle like shit?
Remember Marquez? He flicked the bike off at
Marquez like, now you know how to deal with 6 fucking years.
That's horrible, man. It's horrible. But yeah, I think it's gonna be repeat. The only thing I want to see different is Alex Marquez. You can beat your brother. Don't be scared of him. Do whatever you got to do. I don't know if they got some kind of thing going on where he's like, you can't beat me or you let me win. I don't know. It's kind of weird because Alex will get in the front and he just kind of loses. He just kind of like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you mean? Just win. You get in the front, win. Go to the finish line.
I race against my brother. You know what I mean?
Man. I can. We and my brother, since we were little, we were competitive. That's all we did is just compete, win. Who's the best? It may be the best this day, but I'm the best the next day. That competitive nature between brothers is I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's good though. It's entertaining and it pushes you. It pushes each other to the next level. So, but come on, Alex. You can get some wins. Come on, you can get one win. Get one, please.
Yeah. He earns it.
Yeah. So
this is a guy that came on the scene and was going to be there with his brother, and HRC nixed it because he wasn't fast enough. He was 3 seconds off.
Okay.
Right? And we won't. I don't care if it's his brother or not. We can't. He's an anchor. And lo and behold, where is he at now? He's fighting for the title.
Yeah.
And it's just that doesn't happen. You know what I mean?
to the back, and now you're in the front.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
the right bike. You on the right bike.
Yeah. Well,
that's why I say about Pedro. You put certain guys on the right bike, and the situation is completely different. So I encourage him.
Dorna and FIM just got to get their freaking hands out of everything. Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
They do. It's just. Do you know they on the first they had the RPMs penalties for having your RPMs are too much. You have too much power. This is a World Superbike. Then they had your guy's too light. Then we have the weight regulations. We got to hit you again. Okay. Now they have another one. They're going to cut your fuel railings down so you have less power again. It's like
it's going to happen.
I told you. I keep saying it's the Japanese have to win at all costs. It could be the biggest, shittiest race you ever saw, but as long as the Japanese are in there,
it's going to happen.
Yeah, well, we're all happy.
World Superbike too. They're gonna do it.
Yeah, they should have that. Remember this? Remember they're doing the Depression. They used to have that thing where the guy would walk. He had a board on one side of him and a board behind him.
Mm-hmm.
He'd say work cheap or whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The FIM should have bribers cheap. When it goes wrong the paddock. Pay for rules.
They want the money. They only care about money and views and all that stuff. That's the only thing they care about. So whatever it is going to get them more of that.
Yeah.
As soon as those ratings drop from seeing the other fans,
yes,
they're gonna be like, nope.
Yeah, they should not have any of those. That should be just everybody's just 1,000 cc's or whatever, and it weighs X amount and go to town.
That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. 27. They're eliminating a lot of that the extra aero, anything that's going to give you an advantage.
That's when you're doing that. Now you're hindering
process or development.
Engineering. And in this case, it's safety device because it's you'll find bikes crashing all over the place when they start dropping the aero.
That's why they cut the power.
If
they couldn't do that with 1,000. They had to cut the power. That's the only way they're going to cut aero and it be safe. Is to cut the power.
It'll end up being a screw up. You wait and see. They never get it right. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Performance finds its own level. You let it go. Eventually, they'll get it right. Okay, for power to weight ratios and everything else. And one guy copies the other, and because nobody wants to crash. They don't want to crash their bikes. Nobody wants to hurt the riders get hurt. So. Everybody's going to have a bike that goes as fast as it can be, but not crashing. Okay,
right.
They'll build their own safety device in it because that's the nature of the game.
And that's why they got the tire. Now that you say that, that's why they had a tire pressure, is because they want to rule out the safety. They're like, it's safety. It's safety.
Right. So they didn't get it right. You know what I'm saying? Every time they try to do it from the outside in, it doesn't work. It turns into a guessing game.
They have to tweak that some way, somehow. I get it. It's a safety thing. I encourage them to be more safe. I'm back in safety, but
me too. I don't want to see them safe, but they
have to amend. They have to amend that rule.
Manufacturers do not want to smash up that $10 million bike or smash up the rider who they've invested $70 million into for the whole year. Okay.
So
top rack. Then if you hear any words, text me on the top rack deal. If you hear where he's going.
Because I was gonna say, if people comment in the comment section, we love to talk about riders and any kind of engineering, whatever it is. Let's chat about it.
What about something? Everybody, tell us what bike you own.
Oh yeah, that too. That too.
Tell us what we don't care. We're not going to cash tragedy. You can have a mini bike, okay, for all we care, or a Chinese scooter. Okay?
Anything, Harley, don't matter.
Yeah, don't matter.
But the bike's a bike.
I've told you guys that every bike I own, don't shitload of them. Okay. So then I've had if I don't have it now, I've had it somewhere along the line.
Right.
And that actually allows us, or you have a question over a performance thing. Should I do this? Should I do that? Or what's the best, rear sets, in my opinion, or whatever.
That too, parts, anything. Yeah. That's what this is for. We're here to, talk about it.
Like I said, just like guys sitting at the bar having a drink and talking about their bikes.
Oh, yeah. It's a perfect evening. Food and bikes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, on that, I'm gonna say bombshell. On that bombshell, tradition. On that bombshell, we will see everyone next week. Race week. We'll have more to talk about.
No, excuse me. You didn't pick your winner. I picked my winner.
I'm going Alex.
Oh, you're going Alex. You didn't say that.
I'm going Alex.
And who else?
Of course, Marquez. Pecco. I'm only going. So let me go Pecco. I'm gonna go Pecco for second. I want Alex to win just because of the sibling rivalry.
And then third for Marquez.
Marquez.
Mm-hmm. You're just that's a sacrilegious lamb. You know that.
But yeah, on that note, we'll reconvene. We'll have some race news to talk about. So,
yep.
See you guys later. Have a good week.